What up, y'all? It's the Real Ball Watcher. Grab your binoculars. Hey, man, you know what time it is. Let's talk about our boy Jaycee Horn. I know I said last week that's probably the last Panthers video for a minute. But, dog, we just got to talk about my man, bruh. So let's get into it. We are doing a giveaway. 2 free tickets to an NFL game, you and a +1. All you got to do is like this video, subscribe to the YouTube, follow my Instagram and TikTok at the Real Ball Watcher. I'll do a raffle off. You'll get 2 free tickets to whatever game, and you good. All we got to do is hit 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000, we're gonna start that raffle up. We almost there. I want to say we're like 42 away while I'm recording this video. So 42 people sub, and somebody got a chance to get in tickets by the end of this week, and I'll announce it in the next video. So let's do our job, man. But since we're here, let's talk about the boy 8. So hopefully y'all can go see him in person. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna clickbait y'all this video, but Jaycee Horn has been elite. That's not clickbait. He's been elite. Not only has he been elite, he has probably been a top 10, maybe even pushing 5 corner in the NFL this year. Now, the biggest hang-up with Jaycee Horn was always his injuries. Still early in the season, 4 games in, but he's gotten better. And it's very interesting to me because a lot of our corners, so as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about it. A lot of our corners are zone corners with this big Fangio system coming in. So that's actually helped Jaycee Horn, but that's not what he was coming out. So he's protected a lot by the scheme, but even then, he still shows that whenever it's time to him to get into his regular bag, what he came out and was drafted to do, he's still elite at that. Let's look at his stats. Let's look at the stats before we get into anything. So when using NFL Pro, they gave him credit for that 59-yard or 60-yard touchdown to Rashid Shaheed in the first game versus Saints. I took that stat out. That's not true. They were in cover 3. That's not his responsibility. So taking that out, 16 targets, 10 receptions, 95 yards, 1 touchdown allowed on the year. If we go game by game, at front face value, you're like, okay, that's not that good. If we go game by game, Saints, 0 targets, 0 yards, obviously. 0 targets. They're not throwing his way. Chargers, 4 targets, 3 catches, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm not going to lie, 33 or 35 of those yards was on that 1 touchdown to Quentin Johnston. That's probably his only super negative play this year. That's probably it. Next one, Raiders, 4 targets, 2 catches, 20 yards, no touchdowns. Also had an interception in that Chargers game. Bengals, 7 targets. They were throwing the ball at him a lot because they got 2 good receivers, so they don't care. 7 targets, 4 catches, and only 33 yards allowed going up against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. 0 touchdowns. He was hooping. But let's look into why that is. Now, like I said, he's giving up catches a game because we play a cover 4, 2 high, cover 3 safety scheme, that Fangio style scheme. A lot of the plays that he are giving up, a lot of these catches are little hitch routes. That's why his yards are so low. They're little underneath routes that 5-10 yards maybe, while he's playing 15 yards off on first down or something, like 10 to 15 off. And you know, the point of the system is for everything to stay in front of you. Give up the short plays and go make tackles. So it's not necessarily a negative. That's just how the scheme is schemed up. But when it comes to being impressed man or something like that, I haven't seen him give up except for 1 catch. I think that was the Quentin Johnston touchdown. That's really it. He's not giving up plays. Like, he's really hooping. But the reason being, we talked about that zone. His IQ has just risen the more he's played. He's identifying routes, concepts, and picking them off earlier, whether it's passing off routes. I have this play in the red zone where he passed off this crossing route from Devontae Adams, picked up Jacoby Myers. A lot of guys, or sometimes guys, just get mixed up and give up touchdowns on plays like that. Or whenever it comes to triggering on routes, he's able to see, hey, I know that this concept that they're trying to run against me, like this one, let's pull it up with Devontae Adams. Hey, they're trying to run this stick concept. I have a go. I see when he pulls the ball back, I'm triggering down. Now, the ball ended up getting batted down, so it wasn't a play, but that just shows his IQ. But one of the plays I wanted to talk about was his interception in the Chargers game, where he was in zone. Now, he was in cover 2, and it's going to be from the field, end zone angle. But what you see is they're running play action, fake it, and then they're going to have 2 guys kind of come out on a kind of late leak. And what Jaycee Horn is able to do, he's able to pretty much play the run from Justin Herbert because he's in cover 2, but he has the athletic ability to be able to flip his hips and go up and get the ball in zone. So he knows where they're trying to do. He knows that he has to play the run. So instead of just getting beat or picking one, he's able to play in between both of those and go up and get an interception. He has ball skills. He has athleticism to make up for when he gets beat, but he has it to take advantage of it when he's in great position. So that's why he's been so good in zone in this scheme, even though that's not what he came out to be. He came out to be a press corner guy. Now, with that said, bro, I talked about it in my Will Johnson video. Because he's playing in this off zone, he's super duper hard to beat deep because he already has the depth. That's why he's able to. That's why he gives up those maybe 2 to 3 catches a game for about 10 yards. You know, because he's playing so far off, guys are going to run underneath routes. That's just how the scheme is built up. But even if you take it off of that, let's not forget, I think Jaycee Horn ran like a 4.3 or something along those lines in the combine. He's fast. But not only is he fast, he's physical. So whenever you see him pressed up against guys, or whenever you see him running deep with somebody, he's able to run deep. He's not going to be this guy that has to play off because he's going to get burned or something like that. He's outside of the Quentin Johnston touchdown, which honestly, I think he gave up that touchdown because he didn't identify the ball fast enough. But outside of that Quentin Johnston touchdown, you're not beating Jaycee Horn deep. Like, it's super hard to beat him deep. I want to pull up this